Undungeon. This game came out, I was following it for, a couple weeks before it came out. Um, let's go 70. Whatever. OV sync. Limit to 60, sure. Everything else is fine. Okay. Yeah, so you can start as two different characters. You got full 8 or whatever the fuck this is. I don't know. I will, before this, I'm gonna read the review to you. Just of what I had 8.5 hours in after playing around the launch of this game. What I had to say was, after playing for a good while, what I would consider a length of time where I should at least be at the second level, this game seems to overstay its welcome. The game is challenging, don't get me wrong, but I feel that challenge comes from the age-old, just give them more health than damage, school of difficulty scaling. I hoped we would have moved past this by now, but the enemies in the first level taking a full minute to kill in some instances. The combat feels like you get your feet just wet enough before the game asks you to have mastered the mechanics. This brings me to my next point, and biggest gripe, the core gameplay loop. For what you're doing in the game, it seems as though the main objective is longer than it needs to be for the amount of gameplay variety it provides. Not to mention the fact that there's a major feel-bad moment that occurs if you do survive a fight but took major damage. The mechanic in question is that of the organ damage and transplanting. For this, let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're playing an RPG. You get a piece of equipment that gives you a vital upgrade in order to tackle the challenges ahead. Now, imagine that you go to the next encounter, take lethal damage. Instead of dying, that piece of equipment that you got is destroyed and needs replaced. If you'd just died, you would have gone back to your previous checkpoint with your item still intact. There is a bigger incentive to just die in this game than to fight through heavy damage. And that is a major issue when it comes to an RPG. I should want to claw my way to victory, feel accomplished, not feel ashamed that I lived because my shiny new spleen ruptured, and now I'm a weak piece of garbage. I can't, in good faith, recommend a game that is designed this way. I adore the writing and the world this game provides, but they tried to do too many things just because without asking if it would have made the game better. And the devs actually responded to this. So Antisheer, developer, hey, thank you for your detailed review. We will polish the game further, so this is very helpful. Please expect the first patch to come out in a couple weeks. George. Now this was my review was November 23rd, 2021 at 5:05 a.m. 2 hours later they respond. So it's a good turnaround time. They were definitely looking to see feedback, which is what you want from a developer. Now, I don't know necessarily about you guys, but I feel like out of sheer boredom, I will give this game another chance and see if it's got a better, see if it's got a better gameplay loop without the organ system. What is this? This was not in the game before. 100% damage buff after hitting you? Why? The game was already pretty punishing enough. We'll go original. It's fucking... Whatever.
Strange, isn't it?
Already off to a bad start.
We have been told that the universe is endless. It was said that there are millions of worlds out there, and that none of them can be reached. They said that they were thousands of light years away from us. But what if this is not the whole truth? What if we live in a multiverse where a thin membrane separates worlds from each other, and this membrane is not as strong as it seems? 7 worlds, 7 variations of Earth were instantly merged. Those few who survived called this cataclysm the Shift.
Okay. Off the bat, things this game gets pretty darn correct. Art direction. This, no two ways about it, this game's art is beautiful. Hats off to the art team for Undungeon. And the world building ain't bad either. Alright, so Void Dimension, Void, Lutenland. After the shift, the worlds of Lutenland disintegrated, but its world matrix retains the traces of them. They are still hot and humid, and still full of dangerous flora and fauna. Okay. This is perhaps the greatest just start screen to any game. But hold F to be born. Instead of press F to pay respects, but whatever. WSD move. What do we do? Space is dark and silent. A voice resounds in your head, breaking the silence. Each word like a supersonic cannon. I made you. I
created you.
What are you?
I am nothingness, just like you.
Ellipses.
They call us the Void. You and I are one. But you have a purpose. You can leave this place and meet with them. The envoys from other dimensions. The center of creation.
What's the center of creation?
It is the place where the dimensional threads intertwine. The root of creation is what keeps the realms from falling into the void. Follow the thread. It will bring you to the root of creation, to the city of all dimensions, the city of Akaban. Collect the seals of the 6 heralds and bring them back here. They have many realms. We have essence. They want our essence because we have so much. Let them give us their realms so we can have many realms as well. Go. Collect the seals of 6 dimensions.
The voice of the dimensions trails off. You can still feel its presence. I want to ask you a question.
Before you that...
Ugh. Fucking screwed that up.
Before that, you have to ask yourself, who are you?
Nothing, distraction, truth seeker. Creation of my maker, we will learn the nature of reality together. I'm nobody, just a spectator. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now.
You have their mind, but you and I are one.
Sorry, throat's a little raw from smoking there.
I made you similar to them, so you don't know everything that I know. I will tell you with their words.
What's with the seals?
They bound their realms to the root of creation. They seal their realms off from other dimensions. They call all other dimensions mirrors, false dimensions. All essence that is not ours belongs to them, but they want more. They want to create more realms that will give birth to more living beings, so new sentients can receive vessels in their dimensions and go on to create more realms. In the dimensions of the six gods, as they call themselves, the six heralds hold their seals, seals that open a path to the realms of the six dimensions. Once we get those seals, we will be able to touch their realms. I want to touch them, to be more than an observer, to participate, to not just exist, but live. You already have this gift, so go forth and use it. Collect the seals brought to, and bring them to me. Free us.
Still have questions.
What do you want to know?
What is essence?
The essence of creation. The fuel and the fabric. The matter. The energy. It can become anything. Turn into nothing. Dissolve and go beyond the bounds of being and observation. At the borders of our dimension, all things become ash. Ash becomes essence. Essence becomes nothingness. But the words of reason can give it new forms. That is how they create their world, and that is how I made your vessel.
What did you make me out of?
You are woven from them, those who saw the dusk of this world, those who staged a show in this arena, those who fought to attract our attention, and those who looked into the void, who came to dissolve alongside the world. We saw how they use essence to create their realms, but we surpassed them all. We put our name into ash. We put our essence into ash. And within that ash, you awoke. The Herald of the Void.
One more question. Why don't we have any realms?
We will have realms after you return. We will have many realms. We can only absorb realms. We cannot create them. But they can. Each dimension possesses something, and we eat the crumbs from their table. We have nothing but time and essence.
I'll leave. Okay. Oh. Okay there, friend. Seem a little flat. A little husk-like. Oh. Does that? Is there a parry now? What? I have to search. I have to pick up. Communicator. Press Control to open a communicator. This is an incredibly important device that lets you communicate across dimensions. You will get messages containing information about the world around you and requests from beings you meet on your travels. Access to info ocean. Recovering most recent story. Clear, I really don't think this is a good idea. Think about it. You should say no. Admit it. You're jealous. You are not worthy. You will regret that you just said that. Talk once I return in my new form. Let's not put it off any longer. I'm behind your back. Turn around and face your death. You might run into enemies. Dispatch them. Click them. Smack. Smack. Ah. Berry? Is this a berry? I guess so. Can I, like, tooltip those buffs and shit? Yeah, so now it's just, like, gear and stuff. So it seems. This equipment, breastplate, and mask, and then... Yeah. So, I will say it's kind of a shame that the organ system is completely removed, because it wasn't necessarily the worst, let me say. Like, they could have just been, like, flavorful equipment slots, you know? Not necessarily have to be things that, like, you take damage and they explode and you gotta fucking make a new one. What what it tends to be with the organ system was that you had, like, slots for different organs. Which I had, actually. I had a machine mind, apparently. I don't know if that... Maybe that's a vestige from the game. Or maybe that's like just a hidden stat boost kind of thing. But, right, organ system. What would happen is you would take, like I said in the review earlier, you would take lethal damage, or near lethal damage, and instead of dying, you would, like, your organs would essentially domino. Like, one would be destroyed, and then if you take lethal damage again, another organ would be destroyed. If you take lethal damage again, another organ is destroyed. If you take lethal damage again, another organ is destroyed. So on and so forth. Until all your organs are destroyed, and then you just die. So it became this real, like, this real annoying bit of, this annoying loop of you clear. Yeah. Okay, it's breastplate. I see. Okay. Yeah, so different breastplates, I think, have different abilities for your, like, right click. Weird. I'm going to use advanced skills of their items depending on the type of item. Press the button corresponding to it. After the indicator appears, it fills up over the character. Release it. Every time it has its own. Every item has its own enhanced skill. These can be attacking abilities, defensive abilities, or temporary enhancements. Yeah, so right. Yeah. Did that hurt me? I guess not. This is very abrupt. So this, let me real quick before this game stops or keeps interrupting me from explaining what the organ system sort of downfall was. So you would like get into a big fight, and you would take lethal damage, and like after like one or two organs failing, essentially, you might as well just die instead of fighting tooth and nail out of the situation, because your organs that you would need the buffs from for that fight just fail. So essentially, you're just like whittling down enemies with like less and less damage as well as less and less defenses with each organ that fails. And something tells me this little number over here might indicate like how many lethal blows you can take before dying now in place of the organ slots. So that might be interesting. But yeah, a case in point about the other stuff is you would get like a new brain or some shit, and or like a new intestines, and I don't know, just some random bandit decides to just clip you. This is going. But like if you die, you get all your organs sort of repaired because you go back to your last save. And you do have to manually save in this game. Okay. Herald, my greetings. I am Viticus. By sheer coincidence, I became the guardian of this hub, and am obliged to help you. The fate of the universe hangs in the balance. I apologize. Where are my manners? You probably want to have a look around and get acclimated first. I've waited a very long time for this meeting. I can wait a little longer. Come find me when you're ready to discuss business. All right. Look at this dimensional pier like this one. Like the one I used to get here. This one's larger, I guess. This creature's flesh blends with the stones around the pier. It seems alive, but unconscious. Its body is fused to techno monoliths. The device resembles a locked door. Device in the center of the table shows current state of reality. I guess it said. Sorry, I'm a very slow reader. Did you get a good look around? What happened to Archibald? Archibald once stood on this very spot. Well, more precisely, the cosmically massive core of creation stood on this spot. 6 districts of Archbound surrounded it. When you were on your way to the Council of Heralds, there were few who knew this. But it seems one of them did not want you to make it there. There was a coup in Archbound, and someone used Marduk's personal weapon. I'm not hinting at anything. Marduk's personal weapon. To serve your thread from the core of creation, or to sever your thread from the core of creation, plunging the void dimension into the abyss, and spilling its essence into the center of creation, directly into Arkham. Only it just so happened that your core is here, and the core of creation fell into the abyss alongside your dimension. Archibald fell too, of course, and everything else. Everything is sliding into the abyss. this hub Dharma created. Slowly, gradually, like through the eye of a needle. What happened to the other worlds and dimensions? The core creation is falling into the abyss, dragging every layer of the universe along with it. We can't stop it. The core is already past the event horizon, but we can temporarily raise it from the abyss and gather mass from a few divine cores. This should be enough to create a new reality. Who do you mean we? You, me, the Keeper, those few immortals who have not yet fallen into the abyss, along with the core of creation. No one knows how much time we have left. Ugh. I see. Go on. Go to the central pier. The Keeper has everything ready. The pier will take you to the Q dimension. Well, what is left of it after its time in the abyss? It is a world of arid desert, hot during the day and cold at night. Do not expect a warm welcome from such inhabitants. They know about as much about heralds as they do about waterfalls. Fair enough. What do I need to do in the Q dimension? You must activate all 7 gravitational piers in the Q dimension, which will transfer some mass to the hub and unlock a pathway to the Divine Palace. Then, you just have to convince the Dimension's God to bequeath all of his mass to the hub core. That's all. Midicus makes a strange motion and laughs. Oh. What do you know about the Q-Dimension's God? One of the 2 original gods. The one that now calls himself Motor. He used to go by a different name. I heard legends from the ancient essences that long ago he was the god of thunder or lightning, until he met Shastra, who taught him to play Aegon. That is all I currently know about it. Okay, I don't know what the fuck Aegon is. Sounds like a pretty good game.
You are not prepared.
It was incredibly difficult for me to raise your core from the abyss. It seems she's speaking in a dream. Viticus, lazy blabbermouth, didn't explain it to you. This is not Arcaban Herald. Refresh your memory and your skills. You will need to be prepared for battle. Keeper points you to the door, leading to another dimension. I'm always ready for battle. Mechanical claws. Mechanical claws. Mechanical claws. And a 3-hit combo, but their stamina. Mechanical claws. Power slam. Deals damage to all enemies around you. Amplified attack applies a crit mark to all enemies around the attack area in a bigger radius. Your next melee attack on marked enemies is guaranteed to crit. Sure. Use a consumable as you press R, break it with... Yeah, this was actually something that I did find really cool as well. So you have to, like, deploy your consumables and then, like, actually attack them. And, like, enemies, if they're... Like, you gotta sort of have a good window to do it, because enemies can also steal your healing potions and shit. plus 1% chance to inflict crit, plus 0.1 for armor, plus 2 stamina per contour. Contours? Eh? Nox is our healing potion kind of deal. Oh wait, body. But we do have organs. Interesting. So, okay. Yeah, you've got like what looks to be like blood or scales or some shit. You got your brain. I got a machine brain. I guess there's just no durability for them then. Maybe. Maybe I need to update this game. And I haven't yet. But also I didn't. I don't think I had this many fucking organs when I started out last time, so probably not. We'll just have to test it out. So plus 1 armor every 2 stamina runes, plus 100% deflection damage when dissecting enemies, plus 100% to the organs obtained. Okay. Plus 200 health on killing an enemy, plus 100% damage for 3 seconds. Cool. Synaptic apparatus. For each ally nearby, plus 10% damage, plus 10 absorption. More than 2 active runes. Allies get 2 times crit damage and plus 20% to trading. So I guess prices are down 20%. Yeah, core. I think the cores were like the only things that couldn't break, if I remember correctly, in the base game. An Omnivore got healing plus 10%. On killing an enemy, destroy an environmental object, restores 1% of max health. Oh, nice. So kill the pots. Sure. Tutorials. Here, you can use dimensional piers to fast travel around the world. Once a pier is activated, you can teleport to it at any time. Alpha pier, I guess we go. And away we go. Okay. Yeah. Scorpions. Decreation. Targets killed by decreation have the highest chance to drop valuables. Since runes, nodes, and consumables, this type of death blocks the possibility of autopsy. Okay. Laceration. Targets killed by laceration have an increased chance to drop organs, but standard value for essence, runes, nodes, and consumables. This type of death blocks the possibility for autopsy. Mortification. Standard drop values for essence, runes, nodes, consumables. This allows you to perform autopsy. Incineration. Higher chance of dropping essences, runes, and nodes. Blocks the drop of consumables and possibility of autopsy and explosion. Targets killed by an explosion have an average chance of organ essence drop, but low values for runes, nodes, and consumables blocks the possibility for autopsy. So there's only one type of death you can do for autopsies, which is mortification. Gotcha. This was also a pretty interesting mechanic. Uh, yeah, but like you actually have to be mindful of how you kill things if you want certain shit to drop. Some dried pulp. Dried pulp, gotcha. Yeah, that's also right. You, depending on your core, you have like different slots that you can put different buffs in, and like, uh, yeah, like a different core might have more red slots, which are like damage and whatnot, and blue slots are like defense, and then where you might have like green, yellow, or purple slots, like, and the runes. Oh, okay, they're all runes are just the gray ones, but yeah, they're it's like a pretty interesting equipment system. Like my only real gripe with it ever was just the major feel bads of like organs being demolished. Words here. Recipes are often kill opponents. Different species make ingredients for creating organs. Work from defeating opponents. A good idea to carry some spare organs with you. Turning to the hub heals you. I'm skeptical that organs are no longer destroyed. Let's read the patch notes. On Thursday, July 13th, which seems to have been the only patch, added 6 new random events to the Q dimension. These are two types. There are two types of these events: minefields, and arenas. Receive a valuable reward after completing them. Organs are no longer destroyed if you die. They break, and you can still ask Guild Mantis at fix them by paying 15% of an item's price. Okay, that's a little better. But that we'll see how it feels. But I might not end up changing my review if that's the case. Like the organs better be cheap, because they were not cheap last time I played. Increase pushback of Void's weapons. Update Bryce Farrell's organs and architect items are now crafted with nodes and runes. Fix broken subtech items being incorrectly displayed. Areas store. Thanks. Loading screen tips. Yeah, gotcha. doesn't tell me like what patch this is. Yeah, so you have like these overworld maps as well in each sort of dimension, and like exploring them reveals different reveals the map. It does take time though, to travel, and this kind of gets into a little bit of another gripe that I have with a lot of things nowadays, a lot of games nowadays, is the like urgency right out of the gate for the main quest line. And especially with something like this, which has like a lot of side shit to do. It feels really bad in something like Skyrim as well, when you're doing like, oh, you're the Dragonborn, you have to do all this shit because you're the chosen one, of course. And you better hurry, or else the big dragon's gonna fucking melt everyone. I don't know. But there's a sense of urgency by everybody in the main quest that it's like, you gotta keep going, you gotta do this now. And like that just gets annoying. Like, especially in the early parts of the game. I feel like there should maybe be a bit of a lull in the mid game as well to allow you some breathing to do some quests. The strong, experienced warrior seems to be caught off guard when you appear. Oh, mother of my boys, I can't tell if you're real or not. What are you? I'm real. Hang on. You're a herald, aren't you? Immortal messenger of the gods. I need your help. Please, whatever god you serve, help me, and I will help you with anything you need. You notice that this being has a very tangible core. Only a relatively ancient entity could have one like that. We'll listen and decide whether or not to help you. Recently, the animals we hunt have become more aggressive. We spotted red vinegaroons, who are more heavily armored than normal. Can spit acid. Some of the red ones are even gigantic. Never seen anything like them. Perhaps they crawled out from under the ground, awakened by all the vibrations. Or vibrations. What? You don't hear them? You can even hear them right now. Drive me mad at them. I figured out they were coming from... I figured out where they were coming from. There's a big, shiny core in the desert that I'd never seen there before. It's giving off powerful vibrations, which I followed to find it. Show me where it is. Isn't it like next door? Hunter marks the core on your map. When I saw it, the legends about heralds, messengers of gods, were the first thing that came to mind. How you appear when the world is about to change. Its time has come. Got it. Continue your story about the vinegar room. We don't have the right weapons to hunt creatures like this, especially the big ones. We haven't figured out tactics for fighting them yet. So we always did our best to avoid the red ones. especially the warriors. But that night, we decided to ambush one and fight it to see what it could do. My students had been asking me about this one for a long, long time. I, fool that I am, finally agreed and planned the hunt. Go on. But I overestimated our abilities. In our very first encounter with the beast, I lost two students and our only experienced hunter. I was wounded myself. Worst part is, I don't even understand how it happened. I think the creature turned invisible. Although I don't really trust my eyes anymore. Go on. I decided to get the two other young ones who were with me out of there. The groups that were supposed to set up the ambush apparently didn't make it to their spots. When we got back to camp, I noticed that there were even more vinegaroons around than usual. The others may have woken up surrounded, unable to leave their campsites, which would mean they're now baking under the ultraviolet rays. Let's get to the point. Hunter observes the sky through all his devices. Looks like the metastorm is winding down. It's going to get very hot on the surface soon. Wrinkles on our neck. Chests will be irritated, even at night. I'm wounded. I need healing, ammo, and supplies, but I'm afraid the younglings won't last long enough. They're still alive, that is. Can you find the hunters? Bring them back to camp? What will you offer me in return? I don't know what this poor craftsman could possibly do for a great herald, unless you have land that needs the care of experienced huntsmen. I also know how to craft a few useful items for hunting and combat. Don't the tribes pay you for training their hunters? Oh, that's what you mean. I can give you my coins. Saved up 20 coins overall. 20 coins over all these years. Let's see what I can do. Fine. Hunter enthusiastically marks a series of coordinates on your map. Mark the place where the hunters might have camped for the night. Your communicator. The spot where we trapped the beast. In case you want to finish what I started. As you can see, I won't be in fighting shape for a while. Hunter grimaces awkwardly, pointing at the guts spilling out from under the side of his shirt. Jesus. But I bet you find the young ones first. Don't think they'll last more than 7-day night cycles. This heat. What supplies they have. Speaking of supplies, probably ran out. Here, take some. Should be enough to sustain you. Or sustain them once you find them. And you a bundle of items. I'll do my best. See a being in a ragged orange robe. His face completely covered by a metal mask, holding a massive weapon. He disassembles, cleans, and tunes it. It's what? With precision. Or with precise motion. He notices you. He freezes like a statue. You can sense his dumbfounded gaze from behind the visors of his mask. Hello. Being wipes the visor of his mask and shakes his head from side to side. This can't be a dream. I just can't believe it. Harold, would this take me? How is this possible? After taking several deep breaths, he calms down. More or less comes to his senses. My lord, my name is Ongol of the Chinabare tribe. Please accept this gift as a token of my appreciation. Kneels at your feet, and your bundle stands up. Thank you. Got tangy fan-good. Delicious. My lord, my life is in your hands. You can dispose of it in any manner you wish. Summon me at any time. I'll follow the path you direct me down till my spark fades out. I will await you here till you show me your will and summon me into your service. If I can help you with answers, then I await your questions. I have a few questions. We are the Chinabari. To an outsider, the Chinabari are a tribe of nomad mercenaries. We wear the colors of the sun because our blades are just as merciless. If someone is in need of help, only exchange. And in exchange for hard coin, you can count on our best services. Yeah, we're always true to our contacts. One who was hired Chinabari can sleep in peace. Yeah. No. I don't need to know what you're doing. Come with me. Glad you made this decision. Your will shall be done, as tradition dictates. I require your final answer, my lord. I, Angle, swear to serve you to my undying breath, and to be an extension of your weapon and your will. Do you accept my services? Sure. I mean, I summon you. Mercenaries. Sometimes you meet travelers who want to join up with you. If your combat companion dies, there's no way to resurrect them. During combat, you can throw healing items to your companion. I see. That is a thing I missed being able to do. The first time. So this guy died. My first playthrough. I'm gonna try to keep him alive. Oh, dude, fucking chickens with gas masks. Bombs. Press Q to throw an explosive. If you hold the Q, you can aim more accurately. Bombs and grenades are highly effective against grouped up enemies, but be careful, explosions can hurt you too. Sure. An assault helmet. For space to perform a long, quick dash. Okay. For a long, controllable dash that creates a shield when you land. Shield blocks all attacks for a short time. Cool. So, I see. Oh. You got some stuff to trade? Hey. Flying poison needles. It's the spiky fanged. Nice. Sour. Immunity from corrosion. Plus 3 armor piercing. Corrosion chance 5%. Duration 15 seconds. Stacks up 3 times. plus 10% chance of deflection, plus 3 armor, 15 seconds. That's not bad, you know. Is what it is. Could have sworn. Doesn't seem. Maybe I gotta like get to the tutorial that levels up the core or something. Way. What's there next? Was it treasure or some shit? That was the case, or... It's just like impassable barriers or some shit. That's probably what it is. Oh, there are 2 fucking... What? Kalibi. A large figure hangs in the air. Its body a tangle of old fabrics and withered flesh. The being wears a small porcelain mask, but there does not appear to be a face hidden behind it. Its speech sounds like a choir of frail voices, occasionally out of rhythm. One voice, hoarse and malicious, stands out from the choir of childlike voices.
I have been waiting you, immortal. My name is Calibi. Once, a very long time ago, my brothers, the Urgles, planned to capture Arcaban. Now, I am merely a ghost of the past. A crooked, malformed reflection of a former reality.
What do you want from me, Calibi?
I am here to greet you, to touch the currents of future history, catch a glimpse of the new reality. Maybe I can find a place there.
Did you touch them?
How did you touch them? Yes, thank you.
Through your motions, with its appendages, as if it's taking your measurements.
You will find this black mirror useful, Harold. These devices let us buy a little time for our poor, tortured reality. The mirrors make the world around them a little more stable.
Stop speaking in riddles. What exactly do these mirrors do?
It used to take centuries to revitalize a herald. The timeline was not broken. If one of them died, it just changed shape slightly so that the herald could rise again. Now, when your herald dies, time itself will rewind to bring you back to life. You might say all of reality depends on you. Watches with bated breath as your core moves through these desolate lands. Experiencing your rebirths is painful for immortal beings like me. We remember all of the timelines we have been in, and living the same thing over and over again is not pleasant. Yeah. Someone had the health of your mission in mind when they put these mirrors through the wasteland. They work like piers. You cannot travel through mirrors yet. But if you die after you visit a mirror, you will be reborn. Yeah, just like you would at a dimensional pier. Do you have any questions, Harold?
It's fine. I'll see you later, Calaby. Yeah, I know this is the save spot. It's like a pause feature? What? I don't know why, but that, like, the Herald's, like, big face on there feels very, like, Sonic. Like when you get, like, Sonic 2, you beat a level. Sonic's face is on a fucking sign. Tails or some shit. Yeah, so let's, I guess, go to the Vinegaroon lair. Why not? Takes me 0.3 days to get there.
Oh.
I don't know if there's any sort of, like, procedural generation in this game, where it's just, like, randomized levels and shit, or whether it's actually, like, done, like, it's all handcrafted. If it's all handcrafted, then the oh, gotta deflect. Wait, what? What? Interesting. So if you start attacking while you're getting knocked back, you will actually, wait, why? stamina. Yeah, this game I don't think needed a stamina system. Like the enemies are still real spongy. Like these little guys, you would think you would just take like one hit to kill, but they're about as tough as the fucking big black ones as well. I don't know. Bronze coin. Yeah, I apologize if the clicking is coming through the microphone really loudly, but that's the nature of this game, is just spam left click, unfortunately. Great. We're giving you 2 max damage ups and armor piercing. Because why not? That's the only thing we got. Oh, hey. Golden. You see 2 beings. One closer to you. That seems to have been in a fight. Their red robe is scorched in several places, and their body is covered in bleeding wounds. The being gestures at you, then watches you intently as though expecting you to attack. Aiden said me. All no man's hear this familiar name. They raise their arms above their heads, start jumping around, shouting joyfully. I knew I could trust him. He sent help. He didn't leave us to die. Beings study you intently from head to toe, as if seeing you for the first time. What different parts of the body? Disbelief. When they get to the core, both beings let their hands drop and fall silent. The God sent us a herald. How amazing. Yes, you are correct. I am a herald. Praise the gods. I'm Colrin, the nomad, huntress in training. I know the traditions. Ain told me everything. Please, accept this humble gift, Herald. The nomad hands you a small bundle, bows deeply. Thank you. Except Pandora. Herald, me and Orin got stuck here. Can't make it past the red vinegar roads. Our supplies and ammo are almost gone. Think you might be able to help us out? I hold up. We have a few bullets left. We haven't slept in 2 days. Last time we ate was 4 days ago. We could help out in a fight, but without ammo or anything. Watch out. Nice. Yeah. I have some supplies. Eyes glowing, the nomads take the bullets from you. There was one pack to Orin. These bullets would be able to help you out from afar. Might be the best way for us to work together. Besides, I really want to shoot a few more of those red bastards. Yeah, they're good on water, it seems. I'll give them some food as well. Thank you. Now will be a lot more helpful in a fight. Both nomads throw their masks aside and start stuffing as much food into their mouths as they can. Arcabanian food, wonderful stuff. Tastes just like I remember from my childhood. Not useful right now. I'll show you the way out. Ah! See a fan good seed, you try to fertilize it. Interesting. Ah. Why would you do that? Oh, that's just quite shitty. Hit me from off screen. Quit fucking showing me shit mid combat. What? Why? Why did these get de-equipped mid combat? What the fuck was that? Cool. Flaws mark 1. Form a combo. Location. Hold to release a powerful dash attack. It's all about the stats. Crit. Percent crit. Plus 14 max damage. Yeah. Your beard. Thank the gods we're out of danger. Oh, the nomad turns to you, radiating gratitude. It's all thanks to you. I'll remember this. Make my way to camp from here. Thank you, Harold. Your gratitude is enough for me. Oh, fuck off. Kindness will not be forgotten. Ian and I will always welcome you with open arms. Find Ian's camp here. The nomad points to a spot on the map. All of Madzenta soon enough. Virtually all actions will have consequences in the form of karma. Karma affects how characters treat you. Prices, and more importantly, the dimension's final fate. Right. Seem to remember something about that. Right, something else that's kinda stupid in my opinion is that you can't save at the same mirror twice, back to back. The young ones told me how you saved them. Thank you, Harold. Hope you come to save. Hope you'll be able to save the second group too. Yeah, sure. But yeah, I didn't play long enough, I guess, to get very far into the karma system. What? Oh, right. The hold left click. I think it's kind of a shame that the mechanics sort of lend themselves more to, like, I don't know, the mechanics don't really lend themselves to the controls. Because I don't like how the special attacks and whatnot are like you hold the button. Because I want to just be able to hold left click to, you know, keep attacking with a combo. I don't want to keep mashing left click. But it's kind of what I have to do. And you can harvest seeds from Pandora roots. These seeds have put healing items. Interesting. God damn it, companion. Do it. Yeah! Okay. Okay, buddy, that's cool. I'll, Alright. Another point for this game. In having a at least mildly intelligent companion. I like the smear frames between. It's interesting. Whoa. Dodged you see two beings. One takes a step in your direction. God damn it. That's not cool. You should stop combat for speaking. Because what the fuck? My companion should not be in fucking combat for that. How you doing on stuff? Oh, we ran out of bullets 2 days ago. Just a couple shots left. Last time we saw food was last week. Dog tired, totally drained. Maybe some supplies. Give you some water. Do I? Alright, well. Fuck it. Zomita and Groom. Let's go. Ow. Okay, so starting to learn more about the fucking big attack. One of you fuckers use this. There we go. Way out of this hell. Thank you, Harold. We can get to the camp on our own from here. We'll never forget your kindness. Put a lot of stock in good deeds. You'll always be welcome among us. My home is your home. You already know where to find our camp. Aiden will always be glad to see you. All of Madzenta will know of you soon enough. I'll see you. Later. All of Q Dimension will know my name. Alright, now I don't have a fucking timer looming over my head. Greetings, Harold. I pray for good news. We'll talk about your people. I saved all your hunters. You did a good job indeed. They're here, not unharmed, but still alive. Which is more than I could have hoped for. And you're dead, Harold. She makes a gesture of deepest respect and hands you a bundle of items. Thank you. I will take it. Because I need it more than you. Because I am less than a day old. However long it took me to travel. I'm that old. Thing. We are nomads. There were 3 great peoples, 3 tribes, Elo, Madzenta, and Sion. The Elo became bandits of the sands who deserved to be treated no better than wild dogs, driven out, and shoot any who get closer to a decent nomad. It's camp when necessary to sniff out their excrement and notice the smoke from their campfires. Madzenta and Sion wear red and blue robes, 2 civilized tribes. The red ones adhering to primitive ways and the blue ones to modern ways. Sion wear blue robes. no shit. Uh, their people study ancient technology and invent new things. Well, my tribe wants them to do our best to adapt to the world, not relying on anything but ourselves and our fellow tribe members. Technology is unreliable. In the artificial world created by the god of technology, there's a tribe that doubts the reliability of technology. Don't you see the difference? We were created by our god's primordial technology. And anything we and even our ancestors create is made by mortal technology. Unsightly, perfect, though undeniably useful sometimes. Alright. Can I go back here yet and save? Can I do the save, please? Okay, nice. It will let me. That I appreciate. So I think that will be it for this game.